pressure trigger drills are based on the close range boxing where we're both in front of each other and there's pressure either from my forearm or from my head or from my shoulder into his body, his guard, and I'm trying maybe hand fighting and clinching to try and control him. So he's feeling pressure on his guard, and sometimes there's just not space to hit, so you're kind of jammed up a little bit. We're kind of in here and we're jammed up and there's not a lot of room. But as soon as I decide to move away, for example, he should be hitting me. He should respond to the release of pressure and punch. Now the best analogy I've had for this is it's like you're leaning against the door. So there's a door and you're leaning against it, and then someone opens the door and you go into the room, right? That's the same thing you should have in your hand. When the pressure's off, it should fire and you're like not even conscious. It's just gone bam, it's trying to hit the target because the pressure's come off it, the thing that's restricting it has come off it and it's already trying to go. This takes a bit of training. So you don't get black eyes and busted lips. The way I like to do this drill, we're in this close range. My hands are on Martin's hands on either side. Probably not really going to happen in a boxing fight like this, but you want to think of it as maybe my elbow and my head, or my shoulder and my forearm, or my kind of hands pressing into him, which happens a lot, as you know, from clinch. So I'm here. If I take off my left pad, he throws the right cross straight away. So he feels that come off, and then he's trying to punch me in the face straight away. So I need to obviously take the left pad off and get the right pad there. So it would be like maybe my head's here and I move back and he's already trying to punch me. Same on the other side. So if I get my right pad onto his gloves and I move it back, he wants to follow with the hook. So I'm pressuring, hook. Good. Pressuring, slide off, and he follows up. Right hand, wait for it. pressuring, right hand. Good. Now, right now, Martin's responding to what I'm telling him to do, so it's not really a pressure drill, because he's not responding to the pressure. So you want to drill this a lot. So move this a little bit slow so you can see it. Good. Move this one. So he's responding to the pressure coming off his hand. Then when he's kind of got it, I don't tell him what to do, he should just respond to the pressure. So we move around a little bit, I push and pull. So it's the hand you take off first, is the hand he's going to throw. Now in reality, he'd be throwing it straight towards my head, so there wouldn't be much of a delay, but obviously I've got to get the pad there, so there's a split-second delay on this. Tricked him. He's anticipating now, and this is the whole point. It should be a response to the pressure coming off the hands. So you can feel my, like if I put my head against his glove and then I kind of, put your hand on your head please. My head's against the glove and I kind of take it off, he should be filling that gap. And then the real one is to do it with his eyes closed. So he closes his eyes, I've got my hands on. Yeah, good. So now I'm over accentuating it a little bit. So Martin can feel both hands there, and one hand come off. Now, in a fight, when you're knackered and your heart rate's at near maximum, and you've been cut and you've got blood in your eye and you've got sweat in your eye and the other guy's grinding the top of his head in your eye and you're kind of half blind, you're going to have to respond to like pressure sensitivity and understand that, oh, there's a gap, I need to fill it with something before he does. And all boxers do this instinctually. This is just a drill to teach them the same concept. So, eyes shut, hands on your head, boxing up, good. Good. Good, so see how slow I'm doing it to start with? So you can feel it, I'm trying to catch his punches. But if you do this drill for a few months, just like 5 minutes after class, his sensitivity to pressure will improve and he'll be able to work out, there you go, nice, there you go, which technique to do at which time. And this will help him in sparring. So when there's no pressure on his hand is already trying to hit me. The third one you can do is if they bar you. So obviously in boxing this kind of bar works really, really well. Where you kind of jab your way in and you bar the person's hands and get them and bump them backwards and all sorts of sneaky tricks. So this vertical, horizontal bar works great. So if I'm barring Martin and I take pressure off, he needs to be punching in that gap because it usually means I'm winding up something. So he's going to go with his right hand first, yeah, because he wants to put me back on my heels as soon as possible and drive me backwards. So when he feels the bar come off, he's going straight in with a cross, jab, cross. So his pressure's come off, he goes, it's almost like, you know, a build up behind a dam. So there's a dam here, water building up behind it, that goes and it should slip off. And I can put the pad up, because if you think about it, I've got my left arm barring. So as that slides down, the right hand will go straight away with the cross, jab, cross. So I go in, pressure, pressure, pressure. Good, don't put that way. Just trying to put my arm out, wait for it. So we can move around a little bit, I can hit him, he can bring his elbows down, he feels the pressure come off, and then he's back firing straight away. So that's the third pressure drill. So you've got 3 to work with your students. I've got my hands on the outside of Martin's wrist and I'm pressing inwards quite strongly, so he feels the pressure. I take off one side and put up the pads. Take up the other side, put up the pads. Put my arms on him, move backwards, and then he's after me. These drills increase your what's known as tactile sensitivity, which is your ability to feel pressure, but kind of functionally, so in sparring and how you could use it. If someone takes the hand off your hand, you can start throwing the hook straight away. Drill it, drill it, drill it, and then start to kind of light spar it, and it will be really useful in that sort of close range. If you watch any master high-level boxer, they're responding to pressure in the close range. They're feeling the pressure of the person pushing and they're stepping to the side. They're feeling the hook come around to the side of their head, so they're covering it already and getting into the clinch. They can feel all this stuff. So these drills are really good to develop that skill.